Hey people, thanks for joining me on another one of Chris's beer reviews. Today I'm going to be drinking something really interesting. Whoa, I really like the bottle shape first of all, which has nothing to do with the taste of the beer. Uh, Also, they got one of those little inner swivelly things going on there. Anyways, this is called the New Morning. It is called, um, sorry, it is called the New Morning. It is a strong beer with spices. It's a product of Italy. And on the side here, it says Birrificio or Birrificio del Ducato. So I'll try to say that again. Birrificio del Ducato. That's probably what the brewery's called. Um, and it's got ingredients on the backs, but you know what? I don't want to read the ingredients. I kind of want to go into a blind here. It says Italy's craft brewery in the year of 2010 and 2011, and it is a 5.8% ABV at 330 milliliters. And you know what? I believe I have had a beer from this brewery before. I know because I almost kind of recognize this almost somewhat transformer looking logo going on here. I'll be drinking it out of my Meredsus chalice glass. I think I'm going to be dealing with a lot of flavors here, so the bigger I can get the base of this glass, the more the flavors I'm going to be able to get out of it. So here goes. Lighter's wearing down, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, it looks very much like a double or a triple or perhaps even a quadruple fermented beer. That just basically means it's aged 2 to 3 to 4 times longer than a beer normally ages, which is what causes the fermentation. Um, yeah, wow, that's unbelievable. I can't. I wish I could figure out what kind of. I know it's definitely one of those types of fermented beers. It's too bad it doesn't say on here. I'm gonna have to find out for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll definitely try to throw it on the description down below as well. One thing that you'll notice from this beer, um, which is absolutely certain, is its high carbonation, which is very common of any highly fermented beers. We basically had a 2 to 2.5 finger head off the flop. I haven't even really been able to dip into the rest of this yet. Um, so yeah, that's typical of a beer that's fermented at this point. So, anyways, you can clearly tell this is non-filtered, incredibly hazy throughout. I cannot see through my beer. It is as cloudy as can be, and that is also something of a uh, fermented beers trait, right? Double, triple, quadruple fermented beers trait. Anyways, you got like a off-white eggshell color here. I'm sorry that the light from my ceiling kind of bugs it out, but here you go. Try to get it again. That's typically the color that we're getting here. Not really picking up on any of the aromas. Obviously with these types of fermented beers, you're going to be getting a sweetness every single time you use your nose. Anyways, I'm just basically going to dip in here. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I'll let you know. All right, well, I certainly get a very dry taste in this. Um, it's not very punctual in flavors. You really do just pick up on a lot of the sweetness and the carbonation. Again, not too much there in the flavors. Definitely can pick up on the spices. It is very much of a dry approach. It's really difficult for me to pick up on the spices, so I'm just going to check them out of the back here. It says um, water, barley malt, wheat malt, rye malt, wheat oat, hops, spices, yeast. Doesn't actually get specific, so I think they're leaving that for you to figure out. That's my job, but I'm telling you, They're bland and they're dry, so it's really, really hard to pick out on any one of them. It just kind of tastes like a dried fruitiness. And one thing you always get from double, triple, quadruple fermented beers is that that bitterness. It's always in the forefront. Um, that's about it. One thing that's a little bit cool about this is I can actually see some of the yeast at the top of the head. Just basically looks like specks of ginger, or it's the best I can resemble it. This is something that I probably would have wanted to know. There's a lot of sediment in this beer now. A lot. Since I poured in the rest, and I've been taking sips out of it. So if you're going to be drinking from this beer, I highly recommend that you do not pour out the last, I don't know, maybe inch, maybe the last inch of the beer. I recommend that you don't pour out, because you're going to be getting a lot of the yeast in your glass. Now, the only way that I'm going to be able to drink this now is if I let this sit for a long time and I let all the yeast come down at the bottom. This certainly isn't one of the most pleasant sediment tastes that I've had from beer. So that's that. You know what? I've had a lot of double, triple, quadruple fermented beers, and I'm gonna have to give this one just an average rating of 5 out of 10. Not really too many special things there. Something that really, really upset me was, when you have a beer like this, I guess, it's probably served more often in Italy, and people understand this more in Italy. But usually, when beers are expected to have such high sediment content, they would put on the bottle somewhere the ways to actually pour it without ruining the beer. So that's definitely something that took away on the points with me there. Anyways, people, thanks for joining me. Another one of Chris's beer reviews. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Cheers.